You are looking live at York Ice Arena in frigid York, Pennsylvania, where the New Jersey Rockets U19 girls are getting set to take on the York Lady Devils. Hi everybody, it's Joe Rizzo here bringing you the action on Rizzo Vision. Rockets and the Devils with similar color schemes. So the Rockets, to make it simple, are wearing the dark jerseys, black with mostly red and white lettering on the nameplates and white trim around the red numbers, black helmets. The Devils, to your left, have the white jerseys, black pants, black numbers outlined in red, and the fancy font on their nameplates. Black helmets abound. Rockets now with 15 today to start with in terms of the skaters. So a pretty full bench as they head to that bench in front of headman Jeremy Jacobus and John Sparks and Paul Landstrom once again behind the bench. And the Devils, to your left, have gathered around there. They have enough on the bench, but not quite as deep a bench today as the Rockets have. I'm expecting that Clem Dixon-Child will start here and split it with Sydney Sparks in the goal battle, and Paige Wilson, for game one at least, is the goalie for the York Devils. PJ Jacobus will start it out with Francesca Hansen on her left and Cici Nieves on her right. Lauren Fox on right D and Haley Caputo on left. Niles with Falkenroth and can't see the left wing over there. Maybe it is Sipe for the Devils. Farling on right D and Brewer on left. Referees discussing something over at the Rockets bench. As we await the start. We are glad you're joining us from all points. We know we have a bunch of viewers from Florida today, so the frigid polar vortex has not quite hit. It's sort of seasonal here in York, about 23 degrees. There's a little bit of snow covering outside, not on the roads. The roads have all been treated, but they'll be expecting a storm to come in Monday and or Tuesday in these parts when most of the Rockets family will be safely back a little more east where it will be cold, but maybe not quite as cold. Not sure what the delay is here, but you can see the goalies are set. Well, so the way the tripod is situated here, it's kind of funny. There's a ring of ice that comes all the way to the outside of the board, so the front of the tripod, I try to get it as close to the glass as I can. This is a pretty good spot in terms of the rinks that we have brought you Rizzo Vision over the years from. This is a pretty good perch, pretty good signal, but it's so cold in here that some of the ice has moved onto the outside of the boards, and the tripod goes sort of right up against that, and as I'm moving it, it moves with a little bit of a mind of its own. but hopefully that doesn't affect anything that we're doing. Still not sure of the delay, but now they're over, they meaning, well, at least just one referee. You could see one in your picture. Another one maybe you could see it just in front of the York penalty box, discussing something over there. And maybe now they are ready to go. Is it some kind of phone there that we're looking at? Coach Landstrom received back his phone, so maybe they were trying to confiscate the phone. I don't know. Either way, it looks like we are ready to get underway. Jacobus with Hansen and Nieves once again. Caputo and Fox on D. Dixon Child protects the goal to your YouTube right. And Wilson guarding the cage to your YouTube left. Liftoff as Hansen grabs it and moves it quickly into the offensive zone. They've played twice so far this year. Both games went the way of the Rockets, and there was plenty of goals to go on for both teams, 7-4 and 4-3. So the Rockets trying to duplicate that effort. Here's PJ Jacobus, takes it into the near side. You'll lose a little bit of the picture when you go over there. I might try to zoom it a little bit at some point. Devils pick it up and they get it out of the zone for the first time, but Haley Caputo's there. You get a good look at number 10, and she shoots the puck right at you. Hansen picks it up, tees it up, shoots. Wilson with the save with the blocker and never lets it hit the ice. So a good first shift by the first line for the Rockets. And now they change completely. The return to the lineup of Bryn Dandy. Number 96, she's in the slot. Maddie McDonald on the dot. Erin Bruno on the left wing at the boards. Grace Matone on lefty. And Autumn Dooley on the right. Flubbed the pass and a shot fired wide by Leah Stager, and that was a big opportunity for York right there. Picked up off the board, sent through traffic, and it goes wide. It comes to the near side wall. Bruno picks it up, looks for some time and space. It comes all the way on net, and the first save of the game for Clem Dixon Child is one with the paddle of the stick and then a cover with the catching glove. Same crew stays out there, just underway from York, a minute 12 into period one, no score. On Rizzo Vision, thanks for joining us. Bruno tips it off the wall to herself, skates it into the offensive zone, lost the possession to Hiles. And the Devils move it up, but kept in by Dooley neatly. He was trying to get it down low. Picked up by York, but Matone jumps in at the point to keep it in for a moment. Here comes Hiles trying to get through, but couldn't solve Autumn Dooley. Now Matone picks it up, flips it up. Bruno gets a piece of it, was trying to negotiate it all the way down. It comes in onside and no icing. One change for the Rockets so far, as the third line will be matriculating their way almost all the way once Bruno gets out. Oh no, they all are on. Here comes Landstrom. Lauren Landstrom comes down the middle with Hope Minikillo, takes a shot, glove save off the lower part of the glove. Landstrom shot it high, got the rebound there, but it doesn't go in. So Landstrom at center, Rizzo on the left wing, Minikillo on the right, and Madura picks it up right there, switches to D for this one, and sends it in. And her defense partner is Lily Latour, 76. Part of the line has changed already as Nieves is out there. Rizzo gets it, tees it up, sends it in. On the rebound, Nieves puts it in. Cecilia is breaking their hearts already, and the Rockets jump out to a 1-0 lead with 14:15 left in the first period. Cece Nieves dents the net off the rebound from the shot of Luisa Rizzo. So they were in the midst of a partial line change there. Nieves got out for Minichello. Rizzo had it down low, took a low shot. It went off the pads of Wilson, and Nieves was there on the other side to deposit it. 1-0 Rockets. Jacobus on the dot. Hansen on the near side wing, and Nieves stays out on the left. Latour and Madura, the defense pair. Here comes Latour, skating it in, up the left wing, looks to leave it on the boards for Hansen. Hansen sends it below the end boards, now picked up by Nieves, tries to exchange. Jacobus pinches back to go to the point to cover Latour's rush. Tries to stay in there. Here's Madura at safety, makes the play that she needed to make on the one-on-one. Jacobus negotiates around Folkenroth, picks it up, has Nieves trailing her. They leave it, and Jacobus heads to the front of the net as Nieves takes it behind the net. Nieves reverses it for Jacobus. On the back door, Latour is sneaking down in there, and Hansen is occupying the front of the net and taking all the attention away from the D. Good setup for the Rockets here. Hansen redirects. Jacobus a shot. It's loose in front. Pounds at it. Pounds again. And it's a save on the second or third offering. Francesca Hansen up close had one shot and then maybe a second. But the Rockets all over the Devils here. 13-15 left first period. 1-0 Rockets. McDonald on the dot. Bruno in the slot. And Dandy on the left wing to start it out. Fox right D, Caputo left D. Sent down. This is going to be an icing on York. So a 14-second sequence that started a minute after CC Nieves' goal will occupy the puck in the offensive zone of York, of the Rockets for most of the first period here. They have a 1-0 lead, and they're pressing to keep it going. Hess picks it up on the near side wall. She's recognizable with the red helmet. Dixon Child sticks that one aside. It was not going at the net, so not a save or really a shot on goal there. Caputo picks it up for Dandy. Looking to spring Bruno. Bruno is 1-on-2. McDonald streaks down the middle, and she'll get the puck that's dumped to the far corner, the near corner, from the far side by Bruno. Battled for down low. Minichello has jumped on now as they start the change. This one's going to go down. It would be an icing, but it goes right on Dixon Child, and Clem plays it forward. Sent all the way up, a little too strong for McDonald. They say she got a piece, so there's no icing there. So Maddie McDonald, as she was heading off the ice, was able to hang in there long enough to get a piece and allow the Rockets to not lose possession. Rizzo takes it all the way in and chips it up high for Minichello. Here's Hope Minichello getting through one. She's in an armada of Devils, but gets it far enough to Landstrom. Landstrom was sending it either for Rizzo or to the far side. It didn't quite make it to either, but Minichello picks it up. Breaks in with Rizzo down the middle and Landstrom on the far side. Minichello's shot goes into the shin pads of Madison Farling, and the Devils break out the other way, trying to turn the corner over there. Couldn't do it. Now it's centered in front. Dixon Child knocks it away, down prone with the blocker. There's a penalty coming up, and it's going to be on the Rockets. Loose in front. Devils get the goalie to the bench just as the Rockets grab possession. And I think they're going to call roughing on the goaltender. So you might be asking, how does that work? The goalie doesn't go in the box. When that happens, unless it's a game misconduct, the goalie doesn't go into the box. The offending team has to designate a player to serve the penalty, and in this case it will be Landstrom, who was at the end of her shift, and She's the designated person for the roughing call. Here comes Nieves, shorthanded, one shot, left pad save by Wilson. So the first chance on the power play of the Devils goes to Nieves, who has the goal. Here comes Hiles breaking in, has Folkenroth down the middle, but it never gets through as Madura picked it up, knocked it away, battles for it in front of her own bench. Sent in by York, kept in at the point by Brewer. Shot didn't get all the way through traffic, but it did get far enough in to the zone. Centering feed, knocked away there by Latour. Here comes Nieves, she's 1-on-3, gets to center and still has it. She was gonna maybe try to dump it in, but it was blocked and she just picked it up. Nieves just possessing the puck there, gets a little help from McDonald down low. You'll lose a little bit of the picture there because the glass is actually tilted slightly toward the ice, and because of the lighting, it creates a little bit of a reflection. So in the corner, you'll lose a little bit, but where it really counts, you won't. Here's Lauren Fox, fires one toward the net, blocker down. Landstrom still in the box, serving the penalty on behalf of her goaltender. Will be there for 38 more seconds if the Rockets do what they want, which is to kill the penalty. Bruno off the wing on the far side in a puck battle with Hess along the boards. Hess sends it back and forth over there. Now is going to pick it up again. Try to take it behind the end line, and she does. Now looking for a wrap spin turn and gets the shot off, but it goes wide. Chipped toward the net, but not all the way through. It comes to the point. Wrist shot doesn't go through. Doesn't get to the front. It did go through, and McDonald was the one to clear it out, and the penalty is over. Bruno stays there into forecheck. She will jump off. Landstrom's back on. Long pass for Rizzo. Grabs it. Tries to get around Kaddish. Does with the spin move. Gets down the middle. Takes a shot and got tripped up there and was spinning around on her access like a dreidel. But the shot is stopped by Wilson and covered. So that draws the face-off. With 8:51 left in period number 1, and the Rockets holding a 1-0 lead on the goal by Cici Nieves. Menikillo on the dot, Landstrom in the slot, Rizzo on the near side wing, Caputo at the left point, and Fox at the right point. Rizzo digs it out between two, takes a shot, stick save, loose puck goes to the far corner, Menikillo digs it out there. Menikillo to Rizzo in the slot. She lets it go to Caputo and runs to the point. Caputo with a shot, shouldered down by Wilson, and the rebound's picked up by Kaddish. Olivia Kaddish, 9, familiar name to those who have watched Rizzo Vision and watched the York Devils. Catherine Kaddish, a great player for the Devils for so many years, more number 8. And because of that, I know how to pronounce her name. Rizzo in front, takes a shot, it's knocked down. Oh boy, I don't know if she shot it wide. It looked like maybe one of the Devils got a piece. Matone jumps in to steal that one and nearly could have walked in there. Matone breaks it up. Rizzo trying to head to the bench there. She can't quite get off. Shot now blocked, and it goes wide by Widener, which makes sense, I guess. Picked up now, sent forward. Rizzo tips it forward. Not going to be an icing, I don't think. And that allows the line to change cleanly as Jacobus is the F1. Hansen tells Matone to pick it up and send it down low, and that's exactly what happens. Tipped out by the Devils, going to try to race it down, but not going to be able to beat physics are the Devils, and that is an icing. 7:25 left period, 1-0 Rockets, and they've applied most of the pressure here with 10 shots to 3. Since those are on the board, we'll say there is an official total. Hansen will jump on the dot. Jacobus in the slot. Nieves on the far wing. Matone sets up between the points, and Dooley on the right point. Draw stolen away by the Devils. Sent down and chased by Sipe. Centering feed. Didn't get all the way through. Nieves broke it up. Steiger sends it forward, but Hansen got a piece before it could go anywhere. and they all gather around. Hansen is the one to win it, sends it back for Matone. Matone chips it forward for Nieves, a little too strong, but enough to work as an effective dump-in with 6:50 left in period number 1. And the Rockets holding a 1-0 lead on the goal by Nieves. Matone, in a race with Sipe, will get there first, not able to possess the puck, but did break up the scoring chance. Sent through the middle by Fulkenroth, maybe. Now Piles shoots. Dixon Child with the stop, and then Hess puts the rebound in. So with 6:24 left in the first period, Erin Hess ties the game on the scramble in the goal mouth. She picked one up, had an open side of the net as Dixon Child was seeing a lot of fire from the stick side, and Hess just got into good position there, found a loose puck, put it in. On their 5th shot, the Devils tie it. They have half as many shots as the Rockets, but now they have as many goals. Madison Brewer picks it up, races right down Broadway, takes a shot. That's a good save with the left pad by Dixon Child. She kicked it out. Now Latour gets it, loses it, regains it on her behind, and is able to get it into the zone. It's kept in at the point by Latour. Centering feed got just under the stick of Bruno and just out of the reach of McDonald. McDonald picks it up, banks it off the boards. Referee says you're onside. York picks it up, trying to fire it around. Latour sneaking in from the point over there. Centering feed to Bruno, can't connect. Hess picks it up on the far side. Now skates behind her own net, looking to build up ahead of steam. Does that, but sends it right to the oncoming Minichello. Runs interference over there. McDonald picks it up, chips it in, and heads off. Full line change almost complete. Minichello had Rizzo in front for a moment. Landstrom now out as well. So the trio have changed completely and cleanly. And for the Rockets, that is good news, because when you're changing clean, it helps. Here comes Brewer. Rizzo back with her. Brewer gets through a couple. Brewer tees it up. Dixon Child with the save, got the stick on it. Rizzo hustled back to help Caputo. Brewer made a neat move to get through. Minichello breaks in 2-on-3 with Rizzo. Tees it up, shoots, and fired it just wide. She had a little room over there at the far point. Caputo hustling back, breaks up the play, stepping in with the hip to make it, but the Devils come in offside. That's actually close. I kind of thought that Widener had gotten back onside, but offside is the call. 1-1, Rockets in the black jerseys and the Devils in the white, just to simplify it. 4:38 left, period 1 from York. Jacobus now with Nieves and Hansen. Dooley and Matone on the back line for the Rockets. Widener, Steiger, and Lucy up front. Wrist shot. Hansen got free, was trying for the near side post, but Wilson got the body over there and knocked it down with the Devils logo on the crest of her jersey and threw the catching glove over it to cover it before it could hit the ice. Off the draw, Hansen wins it to the near side. Now it goes to Matone. She plays high-low with Nieves as Jacobus works in the middle, and Hansen looks for it below the end line. Hansen looking to pick that one off. Couldn't quite get to it. Matone steps in from the point, backhands it to keep it in. Jacobus behind her also keeps it in. Hansen's going to pick this one down low. She's got a little room and looking for somebody coming down the middle. Finds Jacobus, shot, and a right pad save by Wilson. Hansen and Jacobus on the old give and go, like YMCA basketball. It nearly worked. Matone picks it up, skates in 2-on-5 with Hansen. Hansen looking for the redirection there. Got a piece of the blade on it, but a little too much sauce, or Sunday gravy maybe, we'll say sauce. And we'll call it that because it's Sunday. I know, Debbie Rizzo, it's not gravy. Backhand shot, and it's a goal. So sneaking around the outside of the defense and slipping in the backhand is Leah Steiger. I think it's Steiger. Is it 12 or 42? It's Steiger, 43, not 42. So with 3:17 left in period one, the Rockets find themselves in a 2-1 deficit. They've had much the better of the play so far, but York has bounced back. The shots at one point were 10-3 in favor of the Rockets. And now it's 12-8, so 5 of the last 7 shots have gone to York, and they've found a way to make 2 of them go in. They've had some quality chances. McDonald with Bruno. And Gandy up front. Latour on the back line with Madura. Icing the call. So you have a 19, a 76, a 16, a 96, and a 66. So anybody on the Rockets whose number ends in a 6 is out there, and Maddie McDonald is a 19, so if you took that 9 and flipped it upside down, well. Anyway, under 3 minutes left first period, Rockets trail 2-1. In close, Bruno has it, pounds at it, and the second attempt went just wide. Latour tries to keep it in at the point. Didn't quite get all of the puck, but clearly Madura is back. Reverses it to Latour, who negotiates it forward. Was maybe looking for McDonald over there, but they'll play the board game. McDonald puts pressure on. Bruno was trying to walk down the middle. She might have had a break if a little puck luck came her way there. Sent in, and that's going to be an icing with 2:25 left in period number 1. And the York Devils, having rallied from a 1-0 deficit here, to take a 2-1 lead. Landstrom on the dot, Rizzo in the slot, Menikillo on the far wing. Caputo between the points, Fox on the right point. Off the draw, Menikillo tries to pick it up. Hess is going to grab it. Fox comes in at the point to break it up. 1-on-2. Fox did get a piece. Menikillo was trying to pick a pocket there, almost did. Caputo, and comes back on the far wing. Rizzo came back for some defensive help there and forced a shot just wide. Comes toward the middle, bunted forward, but off of one of the Devils. Rockets now back in their own end. Hess centering feed. Dixon Child sticks it away. Comes up the near sidewalk. Hottish sends it down. Oh, Rizzo just took it right away from her. Sends Menikillo down the middle. Menikillo against Brewer. Trying to dangle. Gets by one. Brewer sold out and got just enough of Menikillo to break it up. Menikillo with a big height advantage in the direct matchup there, but the more diminutive Brewer was able to use every bit of what she had to break it up. Falkenroth brings it in off the boards on the far side with 1:15 left in the first period. Rockets trailing 2-1. Rizzo for Landstrom, put it in the area of the skates. Not going to be an icing because maybe Landstrom got a piece. That allows for a clean change, and there's going to be an icing on the Devils, so big opportunity for the Rockets here as they have the first line out there. 59.9 seconds left in the first period. We'll see if they need every bit of that. I mean, it's literally under a minute. But as far as the scoreboard goes, it's the fewest under a minute that you could be. Hansen on the dot, Jacobus in the slot, Nieves, who has the Rockets goal, on the far wing. Fox at right point, Latour between the points. Off the draw, loose puck battle ensues. Latour breaks all the way in to pick it up. Latour walks toward the net, takes a shot, might have gotten tripped up there, but regained her skates So maybe sort of undrew the call. Jacobus picks it up, wheels it around, finds Fox breaking in, far side, wrist shot, goes a little high and maybe wide. Jacobus picks it back up. PJ negotiates off the wall, sends it down low for Nieves. Nieves looking to walk out of the corner. Goes back low, sends it in front. Hansen's there, battles for it, got the stick tied up by Kaddish. 9 against 9, and that allowed for Wilson to get the catching glove on it to cover it up. Hansen jumps in to take the draw. Now Jacobus in the slot. Nieves on the near side wing. Wins it. Comes now to Latour. Latour shot through traffic. Oh, it hit the shaft of the stick. Otherwise, it might have found its way in. Latour pinches in from the point. Gets a little help from Nieves. Nieves trying to corral it. Now down to 12 seconds left in the period. Sent up, and they get it out of the zone. Latour retreats to get it. Probably not enough time for a rush. Nieves battles for it. Cece's got 2 seconds. Hansen has it. Couldn't get quite enough time there, and the period expires. So a tale of 2 periods for the Rockets there. They break out to the 1-0 lead. Nieves on the goal from Rizzo. And then the Devils counter back to score a couple and take the lead. And that is where we are at. 2-1 York after 1 period of play. Shots on goal for period 1, 17 for the Rockets and 8 for York. So the Rockets with a barrage there. They had the last 5 shots of the period because it was 12-8 and they end the period 17-8. And over the years, I think that we can say that the scorekeepers at York are typically on point. Sometimes you see some wild stuff in youth hockey. You'll see some crazy shot totals, but not today. 17 legitimate for the Rockets, and they got 1 behind Wilson. These teams will play again at 3:10 Eastern this afternoon, and all things being the way we hope they will, we'll have it for you here on Rizzo Vision. It's a good time to note that if you haven't subscribed and you would like to, we would appreciate that. Just hit the subscribe button and the alerts button, and then anytime we're posting content here, you'll get an update on it. Clem Dixon-Child guards the cage to your YouTube left for period 2. Paige Wilson guarding the goal to the right on your television or device. Matty McDonald on the dot. Bryn Dandy on the right wing. Aaron Bruno on the left. Haley Caputo on lefty. Lauren Fox on the right. Liftoff, period 2. McDonald hustles to win that faceoff, but it's stolen in the offensive zone by Sipe. Sent at the net, but Caputo never let it get there. Sipe has it, goes to the point. Bruno looking to pick it and get away. Oh, Aaron had that sniffed out. McDonald picks it up, sends it for Dandy, just back into the lineup. Dandy throws a bouncer at Wilson. She steers it aside. Bruno sends it for the point. Caputo gets it and sends it back to Bruno. Centering feed. McDonald wheeling, tries to turn and bang it in, but didn't quite connect. Good play here early by the Rockets. That one goes offside. So a good first 38 seconds there for the Rockets. On the offside, they will have a face-off just outside of the York zone. If you're just tuning in, are they going to do it at center? Rockets in the black jerseys, York Devils in the white, just to simplify it. Landstrom on the dot with Minikillo on the right and Rizzo on the left. A couple of off wings. Sent down low on the cross dump. Comes loose up top, and Dooley retreats, trying to keep the angle. Autumn Dooley does. Sends it up, but Hess keeps it in. Dooley recovers, but it's still loose in the slot there. Picked up once and lost by Falkenroth, and it comes to the near side wall. Landstrom banks it in. Rizzo was looking to get on the move. Brewer breaks in from the defense, and Minichello finally picks it up, sends it a little too strong for Rizzo. Rizzo and Minichello trying to work the magic there. Here comes Hope. Minichello down the middle, tees it up, shot, and she scores! Bar down for Hope Minichello, and that ties it up for the Rockets at 2-2 with 50:38 left in period 2. And there's the celly for the girl who goes to Delhi. Where? So on shot number 19 of the game and 2 for the period, the Rockets tie it up. I have to look and see. Rizzo might have gotten another assist on that. I don't know if she was the one. I have to look back, which I don't have the benefit of doing right now, and see if she was the one that made the original pass to Minichello, unless it was Landstrom. Here comes Nieves, has Hansen down the middle. They're outnumbered for the moment, but now Nieves carries it below, exchanges it with Hansen, and the rest of the Rockets get into the zone. PJ Jacobus hunts it down, sends it for Nieves over to Hansen. Had it, was trying to send it to the middle. Looked like the goalie might have gotten a paddle on it. This one's going to come down and come right at Dixon Childs, who steers it away for Madura. Madura looking to get the feet moving, and does, but Steiger made a nice play there, going backwards and then holding her ground. Jacobus picks it up, looking for some room, sends it up for Nieves, uses the body as a shield. Going to get by Kaddish. She's got Hansen down the middle if she could somehow get it there. Good defense by Kaddish, otherwise Francesca Hansen would have been alone in front of the net with the puck, and that would not have ended well for York. Latour keeps it in at the point with a spin move, sends it down low as Jacobus and Nieves exchange. Jacobus now picks it up, walks right in front, tees it up, and a glove save by Paige Wilson keeps it a 2-2 game. Good cycling right there by the Rockets. They make a lot of these sort of no-look drops with that crew, and the puck ends up in the right place at the right time most of the time. McDonald on the dot, Bruno in the slot, Dandy is the right wing. Fox on right D, Caputo on left, centering feed. Only Devils there. A couple of defensemen come back to knock it down, and Fox, with her last bit of an edge right there, was able to save the play. Sliding back onto her left side and forces the offside. 14:05 left period number 2. Rockets have rallied to tie in the second, 2-2. They had a 1-0 lead. York countered with 2, and now the Rockets have bounced back to tie it up. Chipped off the boards by Caputo. Here's Dandy on the outside, looking to carry it below the end line. Has McDonald and Bruno trying to get position in front. Nice move by Dandy, chipped it out in front, but couldn't find a stick. McDonald picks it up between the points, gets through one, gets through another, tries to send it low for Bruno, but the York Devils as a team collapsed and protected the house right there. A team defense work prevented Aaron Bruno from a 5-star scoring chance. Devils get it in down low. They try to work it to the middle, but McDonald picks it up, sends it for Bruno. Bruno trying to spring Dandy, but one of the Devils got a piece. Dandy gets to the center line, sends it in. It is not an icing because she cleared that center line. Bruno, the F1. F1 is the first forechecker. Forechecker number 1 or forward number 1, whichever you want to call it. Here is Dooley, wrist shot, handcuffed the goalie. Rizzo now jumps in and picks it up. Rizzo takes it out from the outside, finds Minichello in there. Oh, Hope shot gets knocked down. And a good screen there by Landstrom. Boy, Landstrom did a good job right there. You'll never see it unless you probably slow it down, but Landstrom was able to screen the goalie at close range, but not get in the way of Minichello's shot. That's a tough move right there. That's a high IQ play by 22. Devils try to break it in. Rizzo and Matone with the Malachi crunch. Now up to Menichello. Menichello and Rizzo break in 2-on-2. Menichello looking to tee it up. Gets blocked by Kaddish, loose in front. Swatted away. Rizzo and Menichello both with nearly getting sticks on it. Dooley, a neat play right there to pick it up at neutral ice. And the ever-patient Matone just waits that extra little moment and makes a great play to let Landstrom in. Rizzo jumps off and Menichello jumps off. Landstrom's still out there, so Nieves and Hansen now flank Landstrom for a moment, but LBL gets off now and PJ comes on. LBL, Lauren Barbara Landstrom, PJ Jacobus Peyton Jacobus. Here comes Hess. Hess 1-on-4 now. Swings wide. She has one of the goals for the Devils. Looking to do something with it, but just one too many Rockets there. Brewer knocked that one down. It was friendly fire anyway, so it would not have been an icing because that was not from a Rocket stick. Nieves, the first to pick it up, sends it for Jacobus, one-timer, and I think Brewer came through, swept in and got a piece. Here's a break by Steiger. She's got 3 to beat and 1 down the middle. Centering feed, nearly got a piece of it, was Widener. But one of the Rockets, I think it was Jacobus, stayed back and got a piece. Here comes Hansen. Has Nieves coming down the middle. Hansen stick handles, takes it behind the end line, uses the feet to keep it. Wrap around attempt, and if it stayed on the backhand, it would have been Tootie time. Jacobus picks it up below the end line. Centering feed for Hansen. Looking for it still. Backhander goes just wide, and Jacobus was there. Jacobus keeps it in. 10:33 left, period 2. Rockets making a red glare in the second period. They have all 6 of the shots that have come so far in this period. Cece Nieves takes a shot, it's blocked, recovers it in the far corner, tries a centering feed. Boy, they're trying to set up Hansen. It's only a matter of time. And here comes Widener swinging wide. But Rockets are down the middle, and that one knocked away, and Dixon Child covers it up. After a moment of consternation. It's a big word for a Sunday morning, but hopefully you've had your coffee by now. 10:03 left, period number 1. Rockets and the York Devils tied at 2. McDonald on the draw. Centering feet shot, and they score! The Devils grab a 3-2 lead on their second shot of the period. I think it is Emma Hiles. Hiles got it. It was a draw that came to the right point. Original shot was blocked, but it got through to the top of the slot, and Hiles, the righty, reached for it and wheeled around and fired a nasty shot into the top left corner. A planned goaltending change now for the Rockets, as I missed the faceoff there. Sydney Sparks in for Dixon Child. So Sparks figures to go the rest of the way. As the split was expected. McDonald with a shot, had the top right corner picked out, but Paige Wilson threw the catching glove up there and denied it. Once again, these teams will go at it at 3:10. Same rink. I don't know if it'll be rink 1. I think it will be. We're in rink 1 right now. So there will be a break where for 4 hours we'll have to figure out what to do with ourselves in York, Pennsylvania. Food and football are probably part of the elixir for the killing of time. This one's sent down and it will be an icing. We'll see if Sparks goes out to get her first touch. She doesn't. So the Rockets kicked it off with a goal from Menichello to tie it, and had the first 7 shots, I think, of the period before the Devils got there first, and then the Devils' second shot of the period, their 10th of the game, found its way in, and despite being outshot 24-10, they have a 3-2 lead. Minikillo on the dot, Rizzo in the slot, Landstrom at the right side, sends it, does Landstrom off the face-off win to Matone. Matone sends it at the net, shot saved with the right pad and covered up by Paige Wilson. So nice face-off win by Minikillo. She'll set up again, this time in the left dot. So Landstrom in the slot, Rizzo on the boards on the far side. It comes to Matone, one-timer blocked away. Trying to escape the zone are the Devils. And it comes toward the near side. Rizzo tries to battle through Steiger, but Hess picks it up and sends it down low. Matone picks it up and sends it off the boards on the near side for Minikillo. Minikillo looking to maybe find Rizzo. Couldn't quite catch her in stride, but they do get it in onside. Minikillo was looking to get Rizzo in, but didn't find the angle for the pass, so she possessed the puck and made probably a better decision. Here's Hope again, coming in 2-on-3 with Rizzo. Minikillo hits the brakes, takes a shot, goes just wide, trying for the top right corner. Rockets trail at 3-2. They've had the better of the play, but the Devils have been able to cash in on some high-quality chances. They haven't had a lot of them, but the ones that they've had have been of pretty good quality. Off the boards on the near side, Dooley steps in off the funky bounce on the boards. Steiger tries to hold her up, but Jacobus back playing safety sends it forward. Nieves for Hansen, they come in clean. Hansen back to Nieves, and Jacobus cutting down the middle. Centering feed through traffic, doesn't get through, but picked up, and they work it down below the end line. Hansen sent it over. Latour picks it up and sends it right back from whence it came. Nieves comes into the corner, breaks up the clearing attempt. Hess comes in to try to fish it out. Jacobus got possession of the puck for a moment, battles Widener for it, couldn't keep it in the zone, but eventually Kayla Madura has it and sends it down in. Madura will continue to give chase as Nieves covers the point. Hansen might be free in the middle if they could find her, and they couldn't quite do it as the Devils just maintain enough defensive posture there. Latour with the shot, it hit Nieves on the way in, but Nieves picks it up and circles around, leaves it for Jacobus, who runs the cycle to near perfection. Latour comes in for the high-low, and now back to the point. Jacobus tees it up, redirected in front. Hansen got a piece, but I think it got to the catching glove and was steered aside. 6:45 left, period 2. Rockets trailing 3-2, but they've had a lot of offense here. Here comes Nieves. One-timer by Latour, more of a bunt at the net, as the right-hander was sort of going backwards. Rather, that was Hansen. Sorry about that. Hansen was kind of on the Ovechkin knee, but was sort of in a backwards posture. If she was a lefty, she would have been able to blast it, but did what she could to force the draw. Shot number 26 for the Rockets. McDonald on the dot, Bruno in the slot. Dandy on the right wing. Devils pick up the draw, but can they get it out? They can. It's a 2-on-1, but the hustle back by the forwards will make it a 2-on-3, and McDonald was the one to break it up. Centering feed goes just wide of Sparks. Sent forward for Bruno. She's 1-on-3. She's got Brewer to beat, but that puck just went a little too far for Aaron to pick it up. That one will come in a little bit offside. So that's where you really wish sometimes that they played the delayed offside, the one that you're familiar with if you watch NHL hockey, or in many areas high school rules. Delayed offside, where you have a chance to clear the zone if the puck doesn't precede your team over the blue line of the offensive zone, and that once everybody fully clears the zone, you're allowed to re-enter. Here's Brewer coming in. He's going to try to take it all the way down low. Steiger picks up the point, and Dandy picks it up, trying to get moving. 96 with it, finds the possession, and was maybe waiting for McDonald to get down the middle. They lose it there, but Fox goes back and forth with Caputo. Haley Caputo sends it forward. Rizzo got a piece. Rizzo sends it back for Fox, and that allows the Rockets to complete their change. Landstrom had to do some fancy dancing to stay on side as she just jumped in off the bench. Menichello picks it up, walks right in, takes a shot and scores! Hope Menichello, that's 2 for Hope, and a 3-3 tie as the Rockets come back once again with 5:12 left in period number 2. We'll have to check the assists at some point, but there's a good chance it's Rizzo and Landstrom or Landstrom and Rizzo. That could be 3 helpers for Rizzo, but I can't see a score sheet. Somebody's on the AGHF website looking at the live scoring. They could put a note in and tell us. So the Rockets come back. Once again, they were up 1-0, trailed 2-1, made it 2-2, and now they were trailing 3-2, and it's 3-3. Here's Menichello, centers it for Rizzo, shot, and it goes just wide. She either lost an edge or got tripped up. I think she just lost the edge there in the middle, and the net goes off its mooring. So Rizzo and Menichello almost work it there. Hansen will jump in to take the draw. Jacobus in the slot. Nieves on the far wing. Nieves had the first. Menichello has the next 2. Dooley between the points and Matone on the left point. Hansen wins it cleanly to Nieves, who sends it below the end line for Jacobus to chase it down, which she does. Jacobus digs it out of the corner back for Hansen. Hansen's looking for Nieves in front. Finds her. Oh, just got broken up right there. Hansen saw Nieves all the way. Completed the pass, but the Devils just somebody got somewhere. Here's Hansen, one-on-one with Kaddish. Let's see if she gets to it first. Leaves it for Nieves. Nieves marches in, sends it for Jacobus. Takes a shot, it hits somebody in front. Not sure if it was Hansen that deflected it or if it was a save. But the puck went and hit the netting above the glass, so it's out of play, and that whistle stops play with 4:07 left in period 2. A 3-3 tie, an entertaining one. First of 2 between these two today. Rockets in the black jerseys and the York Devils in the white. Hansen gets it, tees it up. Save, loose in front. Off the stop by Wilson. Hansen sends it for Latour. Picked up by the Devils, and there was a chance for Rebecca Lucy to try to break in, but she elects to dump it. They're trying to run the cycle now, are the York Devils, but Farling got it at the point, regains it there for a moment, but then lost it. Takes her time, looks forward, sends it forward. Latour lost an edge, sends it forward for Nieves. Nieves trying to bulldoze through, gets it enough for Hansen. Hansen's going to make a move, get to the middle, leaves it for Nieves. Could regain it. Madura picks it up, through traffic, shot, pad save, loose in front, knocked away. Latour with a backhander toward the net as McDonald was streaking down the middle. Hansen takes it off the board. She's going to walk around the D, come into the middle, loses it in front. Now comes back to get it, or tie up 2 defenders so McDonald can get it. McDonald down low for Bruno. Couldn't get it through to the net, but a big possession. Hansen jumps off, fresh legs, Dandy, come on. There's Bryn coming right down the middle. Well, maybe blocked by the referee. And they finally get it out. Madura picks it up, sends a neat pass, and it's just offside as Bruno was trying to get out of the zone. Big chances for the Rockets there. .236 remaining, period number 2. 3-3 the score. And where are they putting this face-off? Over here. Okay, I'm not sure why it's over here, but there it is. McDonald with Bruno and Dandy. There's Aaron, dumps it in. Falkenroth on the far side boards, hounded by McDonald. Caputo fires it at the net. It's redirected by Bruno in front and goes just wide. Haley Caputo and Aaron Bruno almost making something out of nothing. And there's something going on behind the play there. And we'll see what the penalty is going to be. There's only been one penalty, and it was on Clem Dixon-Child, the goalie for the Rockets at the time. Dandy goes to the box for the Rockets, and let's see, somebody's got to go in for York, and it looks like Catherine Sipe. So with 2:08 remaining in period 2 of a 3-3 game, they put 2 minutes on the penalty clock for each. But I think it's 5-on-5. So with 2:08 remaining in the period, if it is 5-on-5, then those players will not be permitted to exit the penalty box until the first whistle after their 2-minute penalty expires. So essentially they're in there for the rest of the period, barring a whistle in the final 8 seconds of the period. Landstrom with Menichello and Rizzo up front. Off the draw, Rizzo grabs it and fires it into the near side corner. Brewer picks it up, finds a lot of traffic. Fox picks it up at the point. Fox down low, Menichello re-steered it, but it went either just wide or maybe there was a pad save. Caputo stepped in at the point to prevent the rush. Fox at safety banks it off the board for Menichello. Menichello up for Rizzo. Brewer picks it up. Landstrom trying to grab that puck back, and Rizzo forces the dump as Hiles sends it cross ice and into the corner and jumps off. It's close to too many on the ice, but the Devils do change properly there, so no infraction, but it was close. Offside the call, 1:22 left in period 2, 3-3 game. Rockets and the York Devils. Earlier in the season, a 7-4 win and a 4-3 win, both by the Rockets. Hess carries it in. She's got one of the goals for York and carries it over the end line and now all the way up to the point on the far side. Lost, and here comes Jacobus trying to get around the D, and actually that's Nieves. She got around the D, it's loose in front, off the centering feed and covered up. Nieves nearly found one there. She barreled past Kaddish up the left side boards. Kaddish took away the angle. Nieves was trying to center it. It went off the stick of the goaltender, Paige Wilson, and she lost it kind of underneath the right pad before covering it up. Kept in at the point by Matone, or rather Nieves or Matone, what did they call there? Wow, that was kind of a tough penalty on Matone. Matone was there playing the puck. The player's coming right at her. She puts her hands up to defend herself, and the other player goes down, and they call it on Matone there. So a power play for York, their second of the game. 46.2 seconds left in period number 2 of a 3-3 game. Nieves and Jacobus up front. Fox on the back line. Let's see who the other defenseman is for the Rockets. I think it's Caputo. Yeah, it is. So a power play through the end of the period. Sparks gets it in front and covers it up. I think that is save number 1 for Sydney Sparks, who entered the game with 9:57 left here in the second period, splitting the game with Clem Dixon-Child. So shot number 11 for York. Offensive zone draw. Steiger will take it for York. against McDonald. Brewer at the point, gets run into by Bruno. Puck pops out, trying to get broken away was McDonald. Bruno picks it up, chips it forward off of a York stick and into the offensive zone. McDonald and Bruno doing a good job killing it here. Caputo patiently sends it back to Fox. Nice angle from McDonald. McDonald tried to bank it off the boards, but Brewer picked it up. McDonald would have had herself or Bruno in stride. 5 seconds left in the period. That should do it, barring any strange stuff. And that will do it for the period. So the two players that had coincidental minors will repatriate the ice, or be eligible to, when they drop the puck for the third. And Matone in the box for another 1:14 as York will continue its power play in a 3-3 game. Shots on goal, 34 for the Rockets, 11 for the Devils. Totals of 17 and 3 for the second period. So the Rockets with 17 in each period. 8 for York in the first, 3 for York in the second, but they've made good on 3 of them, and that is all that matters. So one thing to love about the youth game, and this is U19, and many of the skaters out there are in college, but still considered youth, is the versatility that we get to see at these youth levels that we don't get to see necessarily in the NHL. And sometimes it could be a forward that plays defense, say Kaylee Madura. Last time you saw her on Rizzo Vision, she was playing wing, and today she's playing defense. Sydney Sparks guards now the goal to your YouTube right, and Paige Wilson to your YouTube left. But speaking of goalies, Lily Latour is playing defense, but we expect to see her in between the pipes in game 2. So that creates an interesting dynamic and a bit of versatility. And Sydney Sparks, in fact, has often skated out when she is not between the pipes. So that adds a bit of fun. I do have something that I've always wanted to see, which is a goalie making a save in the same game in which they score, but when they score not as a goalie. I mean, you could score as a goalie too. That would also be great. But if you did it, if you played part of the game as a goalie and you played part of the game as a skater and you had a save and a goal, to me, that's the hockey version of an Ohtani, which is like pitching and maybe having a strikeout and hitting a home run. Not that a million other pitchers haven't done that before, but sign o' the times. Now we have our requisite pre-period delay as we started the game with one of these. There's some kind of discussion going on in front of the Devils penalty box over there. Not sure if you could really see, but the Rockets will start out with a minute 14 to kill off until the penalty to Grace Matone ends. They've switched sides. And they will start it off with Maddie McDonald and Erin Bruno up front. Lauren Fox and Haley Caputo on defense. Devils have Fulkenroth Hard to see the other numbers there. Well, Brewer and Farling will start on defense. Falkenroth looks like with Hiles. And maybe someone else. Well, once we're getting ready to drop the puck, I should be able to see a little better and tell you who's out there for the Devils on the right, on the left wing, and it is Catherine Sapp. So, third period, 17 minutes on the clock, a 3-3 game. Whoever wins the period wins the game. Liftoff, period 3. McDonald pursues Brewer. Moved into neutral ice by Sipe, looking for some room, finds it, now loses it. McDonald bats it out with the backhand. Bruno's going to put the pressure on Farling, but the Devils make the pass they need to make, get it into the offensive zone, and Hiles takes it up the left wing. Whirling, spinning, off the post on the right side and out! Oh, just that close to a power play goal. But still 3-3, sent out of the zone. McDonald pursues Brewer. Brewer banks it off the boards on the far side. Picked up off the wall by Hiles. Gains the offensive zone line. Shot blocked by Caputo. Bunted forward, but into Devil pads. Kept in by Farling at the point with 20 seconds left in the York power play. Rockets penalty killers have been out there for the whole period, but the period is just 1:05 long so far. Batted out of the zone, 4 seconds left in the power play. Matone comes off, heads to the bench. The Rockets with a full change. Wrist shot, saved by Sparks off the offering from Farling. Picked up on the far side by Nieves, sends it for Hansen, coming in 2-on-1. Hansen has Nieves down the middle, sauces it over. Shot got knocked away just by Wilson's right skate. Picked up by Matone, redirected by Hansen in front, just a bit wide. Hansen picks it up, tries to reverse it. Now it comes to the point. Dooley tees it up, tries to get it through. Hansen got a piece again, but it's just wide. Comes to the point. Dooley tries to keep it in a puck battle with Hess. Plays the man and not the puck, and that ends up being a winning strategy for Autumn Dooley, as on the second chance he sends it down low. Nice pick by Hansen. Backhand stuff attempt in front, and one save and a second save. Francesca Hansen was on the doorstep trying to put the Rockets ahead. That will force an offensive zone draw. 14:51 left, full and even strength for both teams now. Menikillo on the dot, Rizzo in the slot. Landstrom on the far side wing. Matone between the points, Dooley stays at the right point. Menikillo's got the last two after Nieves got the first one for the Rockets. Comes on the near side wall, picked up, sent forward by Widener, knocked down with the stick by Menikillo. Can't come in because they're offside. Steiger wheels around, waits. Menikillo picks it up, sends it on the far side for Landstrom. 2-on-1 with Rizzo. Brewer trying to get back into it. Landstrom tees it up, shot loose in front, off the glove save. Rizzo turns, wheels, fires it wide. A spinning blast by Rizzo. That's how the second or third goal was scored by York. Menikillo, stick handling with it right around the net, calmly sends it to Landstrom. Rizzo battling for position in front. Menikillo has it, sends it for Landstrom. One-timer, Rizzo had the stick down, but it goes just wide. If she got a piece, she might have had the 5-hole. Rizzo drifts back to the point, covering. Madura pinches in from the right point. Going to be kept in by Madura as she recovers. Landstrom has it down low. Rizzo coming down the middle. If that puck gets through to Menikillo, Menikillo has it. Menikillo tees it up. Glove save. Landstrom pounds at it once, twice, and it comes back onto the far side. Madura pinches in from the point to keep it in. Gets upended. No call there. Rockets still no power plays. They've been shorthanded twice. Probably deserved one there, but it's been a pretty clean game. Not too much stuff going on. Latour steps into Falkenroth, who manages to hold the line. Rizzo over to Dandy for McDonald. McDonald with it, trying to get through one. It's at the blue line, but Latour has to pick it up. Guides it over toward the scorer's table area and forwarded in and ping-ponged out. Neutral zone play here. Who's going to win the neutral zone battle? Nice by Caputo. They're going to call something here. It looked like it was just offside, but it's going to be, I think, another penalty on the Rockets. Not sure what the call is going to be here. And it's Caputo looking for the signal. Looked like she just made a hockey play there. They call a high stick on Haley Caputo, so maybe she had the stick up when she made the play. It looked like she was playing the puck, but the Rockets on the penalty kill for the third time. Nieves on the draw, rather Jacobus on the draw, Nieves up front with her. Fox and Dooley on the back line. So with 12:38 left, the Rockets with another one to kill off. The penalties that they've had here have not been egregious. Each one I've been kind of curious on, waiting for the call, so it hasn't been so definitive here. Fox is going to retreat to pick it up off the boards on the near side. It takes a sharp angle bounce and it's poked away by Jacobus. Jacobus puts the pressure on Farling, who sends it to Brewer. Brewer gains the line, leaves it. Jacobus picks it off, has 3 to beat, chips it off the boards, trying to run into it herself, and has Nieves down the middle. Jacobus hits the brakes, backhands it in front, and it's knocked down and covered with the outside of the pad first, and then the catching glove second by Paige Wilson. So Jacobus and Nieves with the hustle force the offensive zone draw while they're killing a penalty. And it will be Rizzo and Bruno up front, Madura on the right point, Latour on the left. Rizzo directing Madura, probably telling her, I'm going to try to win it to you, Kaylee, and if you get it, fire it. 11:58 left in the period. Rizzo does that. Madura sends it over for Latour. It gets picked off by Hess, and Latour hustles back to try to push Hess to the outside. Hess with the spinning move sends it wide. There's a save with the left pad by Sparks. Rockets shorthanded for another 55 seconds. It comes to the near side wall. Kaddish gets it knocked down by Rizzo. Latour is going to pick this up, look for some room, bank it hard off the boards. It chips over the stick of Kaddish, rolls on its end into the offensive zone. Bruno the first to give chase. Devils looking to move it up and out. Rizzo knocked it down. Bruno picks it up. Bruno leaves it for Rizzo. Rizzo fires it. Bouncing puck goes just wide. 30 seconds now left in the power play for York. It's been a good kill so far for the Rockets. Hess grabs it. Bruno heads off for a change. Latour still out there with Fox. And now it's Minichello on the far side. Rizzo looking to jump in over there if she gets a chance. Rockets change on defense. Dooley picks it up. 5 seconds left on the kill. Dooley for Rizzo. That is going to kill off the penalty. So the Rockets' penalty killers have been great so far. Minichello comes in, takes a shot. Pad save. Comes toward the point, but not out. Kept in. 10:33 left of a 3-3 game. 41-14 the shots for the Rockets. Here's Minichello. Backhand redirected in front by Hansen and covered up by Wilson with 10:24 left in the third period of a 3-3 game. With Rizzo having been out killing the penalty, Hansen jumps on with Landstrom and Minichello. Up front, Matone on the left point, Dooley between the points. Shot off the draw. Minichello was looking to get a shot with the backhand, but the puck didn't sit down for her. Devils trying to negotiate it out of the zone. Sipe is able to do that, looking for some room, trying to get through the entirety of the Rockets' defense here, and has gotten it all the way through 3 zones. Catherine Sipe with it, still in the corner with it. Looking is Kaddish, tries to send it through, but can't get it through all the traffic. And we're under 10 minutes now. Near side wall. Kaddish again with it. Tries to tee it up. Fans on it. Picked up by Hansen. Hansen has one to beat and has Kaddish trailing her. She has Landstrom behind her and waits, looks, turns, fires. It goes wide. Rockets enter the zone from that side for reinforcements, so they'll maintain it. Hansen turns, fires. It goes just wide, but Landstrom's going to be there to pick it up. Landstrom looks for Matone. Matone keeps it in at the top of the left circle. Matone trying to recover it. Uses the backhand to keep it forward. Devils still with it in their own end. Now trying to get it out, and they do. Hiles picks it up. Hiles forced wide, hits the brakes, looking for help down the middle. Is not going to get it. Landstrom just nukes the play. Just blew it up right there with the backhand. Sipe now picks it up, gets over the red line, but can't send it all the way down low as Matone picked it off. Bruno now for McDonald, and Dandy walks into it, doesn't have room, and makes a nice dump in. But York picks it up. 8:45 left now in the period and the game. Hess looking for somebody down the middle, but Caputo keeps her to the outside. Hess spins off the wall, takes a shot, but I think it was Fox that got a piece, or rather McDonald got a piece of her. Maddie McDonald got a piece and just blunted the shot as a result. 8:24 left in the third. 3-3 at the point. Bruno is able to chip it past Brewer. McDonald puts on the pressure. Bruno right in front of you sends a blind one to McDonald. Maddie, she calls, but the lefty was in good position. Just only has two eyes, which is the limitation of us humans, if we're lucky. Latour with a neat move to walk it in. Jacobus will cover the point for her if need be. But the Rockets with a lot of pressure here. 42-14, they lead in the shots, but it's 3-3 on the scoreboard. Here's Francesca Hansen, sends it down low, couldn't get it through. This one's going to be an icing as Sparks watches it go by. 7:39 left, period number 3. The first of two. Rockets will change the D. Matone on left D. Dooley on the right. Hansen will take the draw. She's at the dot. Jacobus in the slot. Nieves on the far wing. Hansen wins it easily to Nieves, who sends it low for Jacobus, trying to set up Hansen in the slot. She's there, backhander, and Jacobus with another shot, and a goal! They score, they disallow the goal! They disallow the goal. Now this is an interesting disallow call, because if the net is not knocked off the moorings, they could still allow a goal. And in this case, if this was the NHL, I would tell you this. Let's just say that. If this was the NHL, they would allow the goal because the net could be knocked off, but the goal is so clearly happening in the middle of where the goal line is that they would allow play to continue and rule it a goal. They can do that, and they have done it at the youth level. I've actually seen that happen that I can recall. So a tough break for the Rockets as the go-ahead goal by, I think it was Nieves, it might have been Hansen, was disallowed, and Nieves nearly just made it a moot point. But Wilson with the save and the cover. 7:19 left. Period number 3, Rockets 3, Devils 3. Rockets had a 1-0 lead. Devils came back to score 2. Rockets tied it at 2. Devils scored to make it 3-2. Rockets came back to tie it at 3-3. Nieves with the first, Minikillo with the next 2. Off the draw. Rockets win it. Dooley takes a shot, redirected in front, and goes just wide. Whistle stops play on the touch. And the net is off once again. 7:11 now. Landstrom Landstrom on the dot, Minikillo in the slot, Rizzo on the near side wall. Caputo at left D, Fox on right D. Minikillo actually will take the draw rather than Landstrom. So Minikillo on the dot, Landstrom in the slot. Rizzo stays put. You can't see her on the reflection, but she's there. Rockets looking for that go-ahead goal. Minikillo has two. Does she have a third in her? Off the draw. Comes to Haley Caputo. Sends it down low for Minikillo. Takes a shot. Not sure where it went, but it didn't go in. My view was blocked at the last moment. Comes to the top of the point on the right side. Picked up by the Devils. Landstrom gets a piece. Still with it. Still with it. Shot saved by Sparks, and she sweeps it away. That was good play by Sparks to recognize it. Minikillo tries to get through Falkenroth, leaves it for Rizzo. Maybe not by design, but that's the way it worked out. Rizzo dumps it in, Kaddish picks it up, sends it to the far side wall. Nice pinch by Fox. Fox has Rizzo in the middle, tries to center it, couldn't get it through, and kept up in the corner, trying to center it now for Landstrom, doing good work in front. Landstrom tying up Kaddish there. Comes to the far side, kept in by Minikillo. Turn, shot by Landstrom, goes just wide. Rizzo was looking for the redirection. Rizzo picks it up, tries to move it out of the corner, was maybe looking for Fox there. Fox jumped in. Minikillo tries to break up Lucy. And it's eventually picked up by Caputo. Reversed for Minikillo. Rizzo turned one way, the puck went the other. It's not an icing. And McDonald is going to try to race down. Rizzo is going to try to grab it on the near side. Gets there before Falkenroth. Leaves it for McDonald. Turns and wheels, and it goes just wide. Sipe grabs it for the Devils. Sends it up through the middle. Got it through traffic. Latour is going to blow it up. Has McDonald. Rizzo peels off. Dandy comes down the middle. Here comes Bruno coming down the right side. There's Aaron, but Madura is there first. Bruno mans the point. Dandy and McDonald come in to try to get hold of it. McDonald with the feet was able to keep possession. Bruno between the points takes a shot. It's blocked by the shoulder of Falkenroth and sent down. Puck on its edge will not go over the line for icing, and 5:05 remains in period 3 of a tie game. 3-3. The last was 4-3 between these. The previous was 7-4, both in favor of the Rockets. We'll see if they can keep that trend going. Bruno gets one sent down. Kaddish is going to pick it up, send it off the near side wall. Devils send it through the middle. Mallon sends it down low, picked up by Nieves. Nieves found a lot of traffic there. I call that smart hockey by the Devils. If 11 gets the puck, make sure she can't do anything with it. Latour with a nice spin move, backhand, glove save, and held. Lily Latour rushing from the D, did a nice spin move, and from a very good position of strength with the knees bent, unleashed a pretty good backhand right there. And that is one of the best saves of the game by Paige Wilson, and she's had 42, so that's saying something. Off the draw, Dooley tries to send it down low. Brewer picks it up. Off the boards on the far side. Knocked down by Jacobus, but they can't keep it in from the Rockets. Here comes Hess trying to break in one-on-one on Matone. Matone forces her to the outside. Matone watches Hess spin, send it to the point, too far for Brewer. Nieves is 1-on-2, but sometimes those odds are good enough for Cece. Knocks down the puck. Has Jacobus coming down the middle. Feeds her. Jacobus takes a hook from behind. Maybe just a stick lift. But it was enough to keep PJ from getting the puck. Matone trying to pinch in from the point. Thought about it, didn't have to do it. Nieves cycling with Matone now, sends it high, and they go back low. Nieves is going to try to walk it off the wall or send it down low. Hansen's there. She's got it. She's looking for somebody in front. Reverses it back to Nieves as she draws two defenders. It's on the near side wall. Nieves tries to punch it to Matone and elects to go down low, but one of the Devils gets a piece of it, and Autumn Dooley retreats back. Dooley with it, sees her team is changing, makes a couple of neat moves, has Hansen with her on the outside. Puck shoveled over, to the near side wall. Dooley stays with it. Rockets are able to change most of them. Hansen's just going to walk right to the net if they allow her, and Kaddish jumps in to interrupt her path just in time. Matone tees it up. It hits somebody in front. It might have hit Brewer and goes just wide. Dooley can't reach it there. Matone hits the Jets a step early in anticipation and is able to beat Widener for the puck. Minikillo sends it up the near side wall for Landstrom. Landstrom tried to shovel it with the backhand to Rizzo, couldn't quite get it there. Finding a lot of traffic is Hiles coming down the middle. Sparks sends it away. Backhand attempt as the Rockets lose the puck in front. Widener tries to kick it down low just to get it to a better area, but no shot materializes. Minikillo looking to spring Rizzo or McDonald. It would have been a 2-on-1 either way. It would have been a breakaway if she hit Rizzo. It would have been a 2-on-1 if it hit McDonald. 2 minutes and 4 seconds left in the third period. 3-3 game. Centering feed. Looking to pick it off was Rizzo. Couldn't get it. Brewer shot. Saved by Sparks. Chipped up for Rizzo. Missed it there. And was looking to maybe steer it on the backhand to get Minikillo loose. Picked up by the Devils. A little saved by Sparks, who catches with the right hand. We catch wrong. 100 seconds left in the third period. Devils keep it in. This is maybe their best shift of the whole game. And Brewer with it down low. Centering feed blocked away by Matone. Matone picks it up, looking for the home run. McDonald knocked it down. Kind of had to because Farling was there, but if she let it go, Rizzo might have been off on a breakaway. Let's see where this face-off is. I think they're calling the offside, but will they put it at neutral ice? 1:20 left in the third period. Rockets and the Devils 3-3. 45-19 the shots for the Rockets, and there is a timeout called. So they head to the benches. In the 4-3 game, the Rockets yielded a goal, I believe, in the third period to make it 3-2, but then rallied with 2 late ones to grab the win. And in this contest, they trailed 3-2, but Minikillo tied it, both at 2-2 and 3-3, but that was in the second period. In hockey, each team is allowed 1 timeout. If games go to overtime, they're not allowed an extra timeout, so sometimes you'll even see in an NHL playoff game, they could be in the 4th overtime, but if you used your timeout in the second period, it's tough luck, Charlie. So it's like starting anew. 1:20 left to decide it. Not sure what the overtime rules are these days, but Sydney Sparks heads back to guard the cage to your YouTube right. And Paige Wilson protects the goal to your YouTube left. It's like we're facing it off, but only with 80 seconds left in the third period of a tie game. Latour back with Fox. Latour picks it up off the wall near side. Hansen leaves it for Nieves. There, so you get a good look at 18. Francesca Hansen picks it up, dumps it in, and allows for the chase. Brewer picks it up for York, and now we're down to the last minute of play in the third period of a 3-3 contest. Is somebody going to find a goal here? Dumped in by York, backhand attempt. Hess was looking for the back door, but it was guarded by the Rockets. Hansen ducks in to get a piece of the puck and send it out of the zone. Back into the zone. Fox banks it off. Nieves uses the body to prevent a York player from picking it up. Devils have really picked it up here. They're playing their best hockey of the game here in these last 5 minutes or so. But the Rockets have such a huge advantage in shots and possession and offense, other than the one on the scoreboard, that it's sort of amazing that we're at 3-3. Here's Nieves looking to get it to Minikillo. With 11 seconds and 10, Rockets still changing here. Hansen wisely stays out there on the near wing. Chips it for Minikillo. She's on low time. 2-1, centered. McDonald shot it just wide at the buzzer. Boy, that would have been a close one. I don't know if it would have counted. I'm not sure if Menachillo knew what the time was. If she knew, she probably would have shot it. With 5 more seconds left, she definitely would have made the right play, the pass to McDonald. But in any case, it didn't go in. So we end regulation 3-3, shots on goal, 45 for the Rockets, game total. And that means they had 11 in the third, after 17 in each of the first 2. And 19 for the Devils, so they got 8 for this period. They've had 8, 3, and 8, and the Rockets have had 17, 17, and 11. I'm not writing any of this stuff down, and that is math that I did all in my head. I'm hurting my arm right now trying to pat myself on the back. 5 minutes now on the clock, so we move to period number 4, which in hockey terms means overtime. I'm guessing it's 3-on-3, but I don't really know, so we'll see momentarily. And if you didn't have enough fun doing this, there's a bunch of useless NFL games on today that nobody cares about until the night game pitting the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings against one another for NFC North supremacy and the first overall seed in the NFC. But there's a bunch of other garbage football. So at 3:10, tune into Rizzo Vision once again to see these 2 teams battling it out. Referee blows the whistle. I see 3 skaters out there. And let's see if they switch sides. They will not. So Jacobus starts out with Nieves and Fox. Steiger with Hess and Brewer. Goalies remain the same. Sides remain the same. Sparks protecting the goal to your right on YouTube, and Wilson guarding the cage to your left on your screen or device. 3-on-3 hockey, 5 minutes. Could tell you these rules. It's supposed to be 3-on-3, 5 minutes, running clock. Couldn't tell you what we're going to have. We'll see. If the clock ever stops, how about Peyton Jacobus just wins the faceoff to CC Nieves and she walks in and scores? Maybe. Why don't we do that? Fox in a puck battle, smashes into the boards, and one of the York players is down. It is Steiger, and she's up okay. So Fox and Steiger ran into one another over there. Face off. Steiger not shaken up, but shaking out the cobwebs a little bit there. Hess off the draw, picks it up, and will rush it into the offensive zone. Takes a shot, but it goes wide, and Nieves is going to circle, pick it up, look for some room, look for some time, chips it off the boards to herself. She's going to try to run into it. Here goes Cece. She comes in on a breakaway. She shoots. It's a save by Wilson, and she holds on. The whistle blows. The clock doesn't stop. So I think I was right about the running clock. Running clock in overtime. Hansen jumps on for Fox. So Jacobus on the dot, Nieves in the slot, Hansen at the point. Clean win to Hansen. Tootie tees it up, takes it, and it goes wide. Nieves with it will take it back NHL overtime style, using the whole rink, reverses it for Jacobus. Here comes PJ, trying to break in on the side, hits the brakes, leaves it for Nieves. Hansen down the middle, is going to pick it up, tees it up, sends it in the middle, looking for the redirection, couldn't get it. Nieves picks it up, over to Hansen. Hansen waits, now marches in, looks for a spot, tries to chip it forward, gets it back to herself, shot is deflected in front. It might have hit Nieves. Cece picks it up now, sends it forward, PJ. Jacobus sends it down low, Hansen redirects, and a big save by Wilson. Oh, Hansen with a beautiful redirect with the backhand, but Wilson makes the save. She closed the left arm down just in time. 2:45, running clock in overtime. It's 3-3. Menachillo with Latour and McDonald now up front. Minikillo with it. Minikillo with it behind the net. Has McDonald in front. Looking for Maddie. Couldn't get it through. Loose puck. Latour's going to hustle it down. Latour picks it up. Skates it behind the net. Tries to center. McDonald shot. One save, two save. Loose in front, and it goes wide. Picked up by York. McDonald puts on the pressure. McDonald still with the pressure. Rockets retreating. Latour knocked it down. Otherwise, Widener was going to have a break. Kicked forward. Maddie McDonald, one-on-one, but she has Latour as a trailer. Trying to steer through and gets it in front. Loses it, but she's going to regain it. Minikillo's at the point. McDonald doesn't pass it to her wisely. The Devils had covered it. Here's Latour waiting for Minikillo to get down low. 1:50 left. Running clock. Minikillo was trying to center it for McDonald. Lost it. Chipped out by the Devils. They'll give it up to the Rockets. They make a change. Hess jumps on. Here comes Minikillo, 1-on-3. Gets through one, gets through two. Now Rizzo comes in. Rizzo couldn't quite get it, but Caputo picks it up. Haley Caputo looking for Minikillo. Couldn't get it through. Hess grabbed it. Rizzo knocked it away. Rizzo, the last line of defense. Rizzo shuts down the play as Hiles was breaking in alone. Rizzo chipped it off the boards for Minikillo, but Hope's been out there for a long time. 70 seconds left in overtime. Hiles knocked down. Caputo sends it for Bruno. Bruno and Rizzo will try to break in 2-on-2. Rizzo gets it down the middle. Rizzo sends it for the middle. Bruno has it in front, knocked down. Oh, they almost converted it. Caputo at the point. Looks to send it through. Gets it cross ice. Bruno's going to try to track it down. Rizzo will pick it up, and will she keep it in? Sends it to Caputo. Caputo looking for room. Haley's going to tee it up. Bruno tries to get the shot redirected. Couldn't do it. Exhausted, tired legs. Rizzo's in front. Nobody's there. Backhand. Oh, they just saw it at the last moment. Here comes Hess with a possible breakaway. Oh, they can't complete the pass. 25 seconds left. Rizzo jumps off. There's Hansen behind the D if they see her. Oh, it didn't get out of the zone. Hansen would have had a chance for the break. They didn't see her. 13 seconds left. Clock is going to run, so if the Rockets tie it up, they'll get the tie. Can they have one more effort? Oh, a big hit right there. Hansen knocks down the player, but they're going to run out of time, and that will do it. So Bruno took the hit, and then Hansen came in and got a measure of, they didn't call the first one, which they probably should have there, because Bruno got mugged behind the play. And that will do it. So they end it in a 3-3 tie. They'll do it again in a matter of a few hours. Well, not that many, less than 3. 3:10 Eastern. Tune in to Rizzo Vision once again. Final shots on goal, 50 for the Rockets, 20 for the Devils. Final 3-3. Paige Wilson, 47 saves. And I could probably figure out the breakdown for the Rocket goalies. I think that Sparks had 9 of 9, and Dixon Child with 8 of 11. So that'll wrap it up for the early contest. Go get something to eat and join us back at 3:10 on Rizzo Vision. That link should be up there somewhere if you click videos and upcoming or something like that. And if you want to catch the archive, you can usually look for playlists. That's a good cheat. And if you want to find a particular game, the way that the games are named is the year, so in other words, 2025, and then the month, 01 for January, and then the date, in this case, 05, and then NJ Rockets versus or at whomever, or you could go through the archive. There's tons of games there if you want to turn back the clock. If you're watching on demand and you want to see yourself play from previous years, then that's the way that you can do it. Once again, the final from York Ice Arena in York, Pennsylvania. Rockets 3, York Devils 3. This is Joe Rizzo. Thanks for watching New Jersey Rockets girls hockey on Rizzo Vision.